Hi VC, it's Rob here. Thought I'd do a video about 12-inch singles. I've been collecting 12-inch singles since I was about 17. When New Order started to bring 12 inches out is when I really started to collect them, and over the years I've collected quite a few. Now, I've told you about my son. You know, he's a bit of a nuisance at times. He's a big lover of music, and he does take some of my vinyl from time to time, and looking through my 12 inches, he's definitely took quite a few of my 12 inches. So what I've done this evening is gone through my 12 inches and picked out my favourite 20. So I'm going to go through them now and see what you think. Okay, number 20 is this one, Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire with the Emotions. Now, 1979, a lot of these 12 inches, I didn't buy them at the time, the ones that I've collected over the years, and you know, in 1979 I wasn't buying 12 inches, but in the UK you can pick 12 inch singles up for, you know, 50 pence, a pound. You know, get some really good deals on 12 inches. So yeah, Boogie Wonderland. I used to DJ, and I only played vinyl, and this was like 10 years ago, and it's quite unusual for a DJ to be playing vinyl, so quite popular. It was quite good, and I wanted a lot of the classic disco tracks, and can't get any more classic than Boogie Wonderland, so that's my number 20. Now, my number 19 is this one. Now, this is a band who were very popular for about 15 years in the UK. This track's called We Are Each Other, and it's The Beautiful South. Now, in '89, Paul Heaton, the singer of The Beautiful South, split up the Housemartins, and for about 15 years, Beautiful South couldn't do any wrong. You know, I've seen them live about 5 or 6 times. Great lyrics, bittersweet. I don't think they ever did much in America, but if you're not aware of The Beautiful South, you know, check them out, you might like them. So they're my number 19, We Are Each Other, The Beautiful South. Now, number 18, Orange Juice and Rip It Up. 1983 this track came out, and it was top 10 hit, biggest hit for Orange Juice, but big fan of Orange Juice. Edwyn Collins, I loved the way he strutted around the stage. He had a real charisma. Postcard Records, he set up in Scotland in the early 80s, and done about 3 or 4 really good albums, but they never really had a hit single after this one. But what a single it is, Rip It Up by Orange Juice. Now, my number 17, big hit in 1981, probably as big as they come. It's this one, Don't You Want Me by The Human League. Now, in '81, Dare was the number 1 album. Everyone seemed to have Dare. I had Dare. I don't know where it is now. I might have to start digging around and try and get another copy, because there's not a bad track on Dare. Love Action, Open Your Heart, Don't You Want Me, These Are the Things That Dreams Are Made For. The flip side of this is called Seconds, and that's on Dare as well. And LCD Sound System have got a new album out, and they sample Seconds. And I saw my son last weekend, and he was playing it to me saying, "Do you know who this is?" You know, and I'm thinking, yeah, of course I do. But yeah, Human League, they're my number 17. Now, number 16, I love this picture so much that I've got it in a frame. The 12-inch single. It's this one. Yeah. The band's called The Brilliant Corners. Now, the song's called Why Do I Have to Go Out With You When I Could Go Out With Him? And The Brilliant Corners were a real favourite of mine in about 86, 87, 88. I saw them about 3 times. Bit shoegazy, Smiths-like, from Bristol. Never had a hit in the UK, just one of them bands that I really got into. So if you're not aware of the Brilliant Corners and you're into your shoegazy indie stuff, maybe check them out. So yeah, they're my number 16. Now at number 15, firm favourites of mine, XTC and The Loving. Now this is the only 12-inch single that I have by XTC, and I only got it a couple of weeks ago. And it just shows you, it cost me 50 pence, you know, and anything by XTC on any format, I'm all over it. But this is off Oranges and Lemons, and it's a great track. So yeah, that's my number 15, XTC and The Loving. Now, number 14, the Rolling Stones. Now, I quite like the Stones. Not a massive fan. Got a few bits and pieces by them, but I've always liked Sympathy for the Devil, and this 12-inch goes on and on and on, and it's a real favourite of mine. So it's my number 14, the Rolling Stones. Now, number 13 is someone I've not spoken about on the BT before. It's Moby and Natural Blues. Now, this is off the album Play, and if there's an album that I want to get on vinyl, it's that one. I played it to death, that album. There's so many good tracks. I mean, here in the UK, it was used for so many different adverts. And Moby's catalogue is full of good stuff. He's always coming up with, you know, ideas, and I just think he's a real pioneer. Underrated, I think. One of my favourite American artists. So yeah, anything by Moby, I'm all over it. And this one's my number 13, Natural Blues by Moby. Now, number 12, another favourite of mine, Depeche Mode, Question of Time. In the mid-80s, I really started to buy quite a lot of 12 inches, and I picked up quite a lot by Depeche Mode, People Are People, Loving Itself, Enjoy the Silence. And yeah, this one, the thing with the 12 inches by Depeche Mode, they always have really good different versions on, live tracks, real value for money. So yeah, anything by Depeche Mode, and they're my number 12. Now, number 11, another firm favourite of mine, it's Grace Jones. Yeah, Trevor Horn produced this. Said before, Grace Jones, one of my favourite artists. Can't do any wrong for me. You know, if you want to chill out and relax, put a Grace Jones album on, can't go wrong. So yeah, could have chose countless tracks by Grace Jones, got them on 12 inch, but yeah, Slave to the Rhythm, it's a really great track, great production by Trevor Horn. So yeah, my number 11 is Slave to the Rhythm by Grace Jones. Now we're in the top 10. Number 10, big American band, R.E.M. and Losing My Religion. Yeah, I'm a big fan of R.E.M. I know a lot of people kind of, after Automatic for the People, dropped off them a little bit. I mean, they were a different band really after, well, Automatic for the People was such a popular album, so many tracks on it that were singles. You know, they were one of the biggest bands in the world. But I mean, I saw them in 1986 in a club in Manchester called the Ritz. One of my friends was crazy about them, and he told me, you know, do you fancy going to see them? So yeah, I went along, and they blew me away. I mean, it was such a small venue, and I didn't know much of the material when I went to see them. But when I came away from the gig, I just thought, you know, these guys are going to deserve to be, you know, a big band. Little did I know they were going to be, you know, one of the biggest bands in the world. One of the only bands that hasn't got the Rob curse. But yeah, R.E.M. Losing My Religion. They're my number 10. Now, number 9. She Comes in the Fall by the Spiral Carpets, and this has got a couple of tracks, Commercial Rain and Sackville. Don't know how aware you are in America of the Inspiral carpets. I love the cover as well. Yeah. They're from Oldham, and that's where I'm from. I'm from Oldham, northwest of England, about 10 miles north of Manchester. And when I was growing up, I went to school with the guy who formed this band, called Graham Lambert. And when we were 15, 16, we were real close friends. He used to come round, borrow my records. I didn't borrow any of his records because his records sucked. He didn't have any good records. And then in the mid-80s, I just kind of fell out of touch with him. You know, busy doing different things. No social media in those days. And the next thing I knew, he formed a band. And then a few years later, they were making singles and had quite a successful career. Still together now. So I always think, you know, wrong place. Maybe I could have been in the Inspiral Carpets playing the drums, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, number 9 for me, the Inspiral Carpets. Now, number 8, firm favourites of mine. This is the band who started it all for me. 12 Inches. Perfect Kiss by New Order. Yeah, I've got all the New Order 12 inches, but a few of them have disappeared to Sheffield. But yeah, I mean, there was something about New Order's sound that lended itself to 12 inches, you know, 20-minute versions, and you know, just went on and on. If you're in a club, you know, you just nodded your head and lost yourself, really. You know, and I loved that in the early 80s. So yeah, can't go wrong with New Order. Great Manchester band. They're my number 8. Now, number 7, a band I've not spoken about before on the VC. One of my favourite bands from the 80s. It's Prefab Sprout, and this track's called Hey Manhattan. Now this is on the Langley Park to Memphis album, which is a great album. The album before this, Steve McQueen, that's one of my favourite albums from the 80s. Jordan the Comeback, that came out in the early 90s. Just a great band. I don't know whether they did anything in America, but if you're not aware of Prefab Sprout, they've got a crazy name, I know. Might put a lot of people off, but great songs, great vocal, great lyrics, everything. The perfect pop band, really, Prefab Sprout. I went to see them in, I think it was about 91, and didn't disappoint live. Great, I only saw them once, but yeah. Paddy McAloon, bit of a legend in my eyes. So yeah, Prefab Sprout, they're my number 7. Now, number 6, an American band. Yeah. Hippocampus. Now, I went to see Hippocampus a couple of years ago. I've seen them twice. Kind of recommended by my son. Played him on his radio show. Did a track called Suicide Saturday. I think they're from Minnesota. 4 young guys. Indie pop. I've got high expectations for these guys. They did an album called Landmark. It's a lovely, great album. Just released an album called Bambi. So yeah, if you're not aware of Hippocampus, check them out. On this is a great track called South. So yeah, had to pick these. Hippocampus, my number 6. Now, number 5, British band from the early 80s. Yeah, Blancmange. I love that cover as well. This track's called Blind Vision. Now, early 80s, quite like Blancmange. Did a track called Living on the Ceiling, and I went to see the Human League about 7 years ago, and Blancmange supported them, and they did a version of Blind Vision, and yeah, blew me away. And since then I've loved the song. Whereas when it came out, you know, it's just okay. I picked it up on 12 inch a couple of years ago, and yeah, it's a firm favourite of mine. So yeah, number 5, British band, Blancmange and Blind Vision. Now number 4, I was doing a lot of DJing about 10 years ago. I had to pick this up, got it on a white label, cost me a few quid. Yeah, New Radicals, and this is like a dance version of You Get What You Give. Not easy to pick up this, but when I was DJing about 10 years ago, I was desperate to get it because it's just a song that everyone, you know, enjoys. It's a feel-good song, and yeah, New Radicals spoke about that album they did Maybe You Haven't Been Brainwashed Yet. It's a great album, that, and yeah, firm favourites of mine. Only one album, but yeah, I really like the New Radicals. Now, number 3, no surprise here, Paul Weller. Bit boring, isn't it? But yeah, Above the Clouds. Now, when the Style Council split up, Paul Weller was a little bit lost, and it took him a couple of years to sort of get a recording contract. He was only playing small venues, but he came back with a self-titled album called Just Paul Weller. And this track is gorgeous, Above the Clouds, soulful, it's just beautiful. Close your eyes, drift away. It's just a great track. If you don't know Paul Weller's work at all, then if you're going to check anything out, check out Above the Clouds. You know, it's a gorgeous song. So it's my number 3, Paul Weller and Above the Clouds. Now number 2, these could have been in any order, but yeah, Lazy by Express 2 and David Byrne. Now anything with David Byrne in, it's got my interest. I remember this coming out and I was singing it all the time. It's a great track to play in clubs. Another one of those tracks that everyone seems to love, and you know, if ever I want to just lose myself a little bit, put this on. It's just a great track. Reminds me, I went to Bulgaria in, I think it was about 2002. We were driving around, hired a car, and this came on the radio, and it just reminds me of those times. So yeah, Express 2 with David Byrne and Lazy. Now number 1, who could it be? 12-inch single. These guys. Daft Punk and One More Time. Again, just a song. I think everybody loves One More Time. You can't help. These French guys have just got the magic formula. Whatever they do, whatever they do, turns to gold. Got most of the stuff around the world. You know, just everyone wants to collaborate with them. You know, people say, oh, there's no good music around now. Well, these guys are producing great music. So yeah, number 1 for me, Daft Punk and One More Time. Yeah, so I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've never actually seen anyone showing 12-inch singles on the VC. Maybe I've just missed it. But yeah, you can pick them up for a reasonable price in the UK. And I'll be looking for vinyl tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll pick up a couple of 12 inches. Good value for money. So that's it for me. Once again, thanks for subscribing and watching my channel. Thanks for the thumbs up. Any comments? I love the interaction. So that's it for me. If anyone else has got some 12-inch singles and they want to show them, I'd love to see them. So yeah, that's it from me. My name's Rob. Let the music play, and bye for now.